Hi, Exotical Barbies. I want to create another video of advice I learned from older Exoticals, part two. So watch my part one, but let's get started. So one of the other advice I learned is that um, keep going yearly for your checkups at your gynecologist because even though you trust your man, your gynecologist doesn't. I remember how a lot of women um think that they told me that how they thought they knew their man and whatnot, but kind of find out they didn't because they got yearly checkup. Also, too, you could find out things about you, not even about if he cheats on you one night. Because let's say if you're not in a relationship one night, still get those checkups to take care of your health. You know, to stay on top of it, to see. Um, Another one is that no is an answer and a sentence, and you do not have to explain further. So if someone would be like, "Oh, you want to go out with us one night?" Just say no. You don't have to give them explanation. No is the answer. Um, Another one is that this kind of goes along with what I said with number one, but get tested before you get married, because I remember this is kind of like a story time, but not really because it's short sweet. I remember one of my family members, she was about to get married to this guy and they never had intercourse or whatever. I remember how someone I like how she had was about to get tested because in certain states, especially at that time, I think it was like the 80s or 90s, it's like certain states like you have to get tested before you get married, because HIV and all those diseases was spreading like like wildfire at that time, and I remember how thankfully she did, and kind of find out he had a disease. I forgot which one, but I know it was at that time because they didn't know like how to like a like something to cure the woman and whatnot. So if you had it, you most likely was not going to live long, if that makes sense. Anyways, so apparently he knew he had the disease and decided not to tell her, and thankfully she left that relationship. So because of that, I remember I was told that not to don't have it casually and always get tested, especially if you coming to marriage without having it or whatever. Make sure to get tested because it would probably most likely save your life, because I know it's definitely saved hers. Another one is apparently a lot of women do this, and I didn't know it was so casual. Don't give money to men. Don't buy gifts for men. I never thought it was so casual. I remember, by the way, little quick story time. When I was this was in high school. I remember this girl. She liked this guy, and they was dating, whatever. I remember how he basically didn't. He liked her, but he didn't really like care for her or whatever. Anyways, I remember he like during like Valentine's Day, he bought her like a $3 box of chocolate. I'm not saying that I was like paying down the $3 box of chocolate due to the fact that I don't know if he had a job or whatever, and plus he was in high school, so I wasn't really expecting like something big grand, but she apparently got him $300 worth of clothes. I was like, girl, what's wrong with you? Like, $300? I could buy clothes. I could buy like a very good hygiene utensils, including a red light therapy mask with that money. But she spent it on a guy. He wound up dumping her, and yeah. So safe to say, please don't do that. Another thing is that don't tell your personal business to everybody, anybody, and because they may use it against you later on. And also too, you don't owe everyone a story. So like, if someone, for example, let's say like, because I don't know if some of you guys have kids or whatever, but like I remember my aunt, she had her child on a leash, right? Like when he was taller, like you know the book pack leashes, whatever. Especially like in early 2000s when they had them. I remember parents was like judging her, but I remember she really didn't care, and because she told me she's like the same people who judge you are the same people who won't help you out if you are in trouble. So just do what you want. And honestly, I would say that mindset really did stuck with me. Another thing is that don't date men with kids. Yeah, I was taught that, and honestly, I would say that because at first when I was younger, I was like, "Oh, how come?" or whatever. Guys, the way I have saw throughout my childhood of guys who did have kids, they use these women as babysitters that pays the man. Can you believe that? Like they was doing babysitter services for the guy. And some guys, they use their nieces and nephews to try to get with women. So be very cautious. I noticed that, and I was like, it happens more often than not. Also, too, another thing I noticed is that I was told by older exoticals is that just because a guy say all the right things and does all the right things doesn't mean he's the one. And I remember some of them told me, they say, yeah, I mean, of course you would. I mean, if you live on this earth that long and you still don't know how to quote quote trap someone, then yeah. So I was like, wow. So with that being said, yeah, there's some guys who practice saying the perfect thing around you, especially if you give away all your information to him or tell your whole life story to him. He would play the nice shiny armor role and try to quickly get you in a relationship and whatever. So yeah. Also too, another thing I learned from older exoticals is that if they that the reason they call women chatty is because they hate that us women warn other women about that man. For example, remember how on the Pop the Balloon when the guy basically trying to make the girl feel bad, so he called her a girl's girl. He's like, oh, you acting like a girl's girl because she didn't want to be with him because of what he said to another girl. So with that being said, I remember how even before that video, how Exoticals was like, well, they don't like it because they hate that you warning him about him. So usually that's why you see a lot of guys going out to a whole different state to get with some girls because they don't know anything about him, and you know no one can warn you about him, right? Also, two passport bros. One of the many disgusting reasons they do that is because it's like you don't know him, you don't know anything about him. He only showing you what he wants to show you, so you get with him. You know. Another thing as well is let me see, sorry. A lot of healthy things you can do is mostly you could do like what we call DIY, and you could save a lot of money on it. That's why I say you should be multicultural, because a lot of things I learned that take care of my health, my face and my body, I learned from like just doing it at home. And yeah, that was definitely save you time and money. I'm just letting you know right there. So this is all that I know of. Let me know. Comment down below as older exotical Barbies, or if you learned something else too. Exotical Barbies from older women. So thank you for listening. Uh, comment, subscribe, comment down below. Follow up for some more. Bye, exotical Barbies.